Yep, we're live.
Okay, so let me share my screen. There, screen. Cool, you should see Notion right now. If someone can confirm, please.
Yep, all good.
Okay. So, hi everyone. It's been a long time ago, I think, that we did this public call. So, updates, the main thing, the audit. So we made a public audit competition with Sherlock, and the competition concluded today. So addressing like the main findings that were found during the competition will be the main focus for the next 2 weeks, and uh, the general requirements we want for the next release, P31. Yeah, one question on that to Omer. Do you know when we should start getting findings available so we can start working on the fixes?
Yeah, sure. They are currently busy with initial tiraging and judging the vulnerabilities. There are definitely duplicates, and luckily number will go down. Right now we have like 440 findings, and the findings will be available to us from 20th of May, so 8 days from today.
Okay. Is it still possible to get like the non-cleaned up list? So maybe we can already detect on our side if there are things we can already start fixing.
I can discuss with them, but that's probably not recommended. The list of issues will be available, but I would recommend we are waiting for judging, because there will be like issues actually like decided, duplicates will be removed.
Okay, so like next Tuesday, it's 8 day.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that would be great if they can tell us at some point during their triage if there are things like maybe that might be important. I mean, it's 1 week, so if we can have already some stuff to do this week, I think that would be great. So might be great,
Yeah, I think we
worth to
can look
check
at the
with them.
list earlier. I see a link to do that, so we can check that out after this. But I agree, we don't want to make sure we're not running down a bunch of things that aren't legitimate, but we might be able to see some of the top ones.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Nevertheless,
looking at this
all right.
now, there is the ability to look at like just for valid issues. So that, I'm assuming those are all after they've been judged and verified, but we'll see as it starts to come in.
Okay. I think like there will be duplicate things like that, but just looking at the title of the issue, see if there are things that like resonate. We see, yeah, actually it's something we know it's a problem. So let's dive deep into it. I don't think like we should like spend time analyzing everything if it's worth or not. Just looking at the title if there are things we can already plan.
Yep, agreed. Sounds good.
The list is available to everyone in the team, or
Yeah, I can share it after this.
okay. Yeah, let's check that later today. Okay, yeah. I think if we can start working on some things already, that could be great. Because yeah, otherwise V31 might be delayed a bit if there are many issues. We'll see. But yeah, in any case, starting from next week, that will be the focus of the week. Anything else regarding the audit? Yeah, if not, let's move on. on block time reduce. So Stefan, you spent some time looking at the issue. You added some sub issue. Is there like a overview that you can give to us regarding the next step?
Yeah, so I opened these 5 subtasks here. I took over 2 that are kind of related for reducing. Basically, these are more investigation at the moment. If you click there to related issue in the previous one, yeah, in the one above, Dan may link the related issue in the comment. There, yeah.
Okay.
So some
Yeah.
research was done previously for state growth, and basically the outcome was removing ballots, which we already did. And there are 2 more things that one postponed finalized cross-chain transactions, and the third one is reducing max validators to see if that will improve the situation a little bit. So I think that one we can maybe try again. It's the third one listed in the tasks in the description. No, in the related issue, that there are like three issues open there. Yeah, you see in the description there is tasks at the end, and I think the third one is the max validators. So that is one part of the whole.
Yeah. Can we add here?
Yeah, I will create them. I will create them then. Yeah, that one is the ballots. That's already done. The second one is I think finalized cross-chain transactions, which I think we decide to postpone, and reducing max validator set, which potentially can decrease for the Cosmos SDK modules. So this one would be good to do, I think. And this one, I think you discussed below that should be postponed.
I don't think we should do it. I think all cross transaction should be always, you can always retrieve with the blockchain API. Otherwise, you rely on the indexer to get information about cross transaction. But to me, it doesn't make sense. Cross transactions are like transaction, like for Ethereum. You should always be able to retrieve an Ethereum transaction from its transaction hash. That should always be tamper proof. You should not rely on an indexer. But the max validator, I think we were good to do it. There was a bug last time when we tried reducing the validator set, but this bug was fixed.
Yeah, so this is still something we're planning to do, but we can only do it and test it right now because the bug fix was included in V30. So we could test it, but we wouldn't be able to do it on mainnet anyway until V31. And even though the changes are minor, I'd still rather just test on V31 on testnet and then do the same thing with the same version on mainnet. But I suppose, actually, as I said out loud, we should also just do the test now on V30. So if any more fixes are required, we can do that in V31.
Yeah. So
okay.
Apart from that, I'm starting to scan the code base to see if some additional state rights can be reduced or events. So that is like the things related to the code base that we can do. The second portion are first 2 issues where we can have some monitoring to see, for example, to track how situation improves as we reduce validator set, and the monitoring for the state sync, which would be good to have, I think, as well. And third part, which is actually identifying all configuration parameters we should change and start gradually reducing the block time. I would say if block time is 5 or 6, we reduce it maybe by 1 and then run a bunch of stress tests, see how how it behaves on the testnet and things like that. And yeah, to me that seems like the best thing to do.
Mhm.
So to be honest, I don't expect we can reduce so many state rights and events, because I think everything is necessary.
Yeah,
So
and it's also lots. The states is also lots related to other module. The EVM is the biggest one, and unless like the new Cosmos team they optimize it, there isn't much we can do right now with that. But to me, it
Yeah.
seems this one should be the priority, isn't it? Because that's basically required, like the hard-coded values.
Yeah,
We should
you,
look into that. Yeah.
you can assign that one to me as well. I can take a look at that.
Okay. I think Stanley, you're gonna help as well since you know the code base like the emission module as well.
Sure. Also, I think Dimitri also mentioned this in the chat. There might be some changes on the Zeta client side as well, because there are places where we assume the block time to be like a certain number. So I don't know whether we should add like a separate task for Zeta client.
It's mentioned in the issue, so
Okay.
and for monitoring, yeah, what?
Yeah.
Is there like support should have from DevOps for it?
Yeah, I mean that would be nice if we can parallelize these two topics, like code and infra.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean if not, then we can pick it up, I guess, after we see if we can improve something. So yeah.
Yeah, for the infra side, you're just talking about like monitoring sync speed, state
Yeah.
growth, those things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Julian's actually back this week. Last week we had almost no one. So we can look at it again starting this week.
Okay.
Stefan, if you want, I can probably pick up the task around like the state growth, because I have some scripts which I used the last time to monitor, but it was all manual. So it might make sense to have like a automated version so that we are monitoring the state growth like month over month or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, we can sync around that.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in general, I think that makes sense for you to focus on that for this week.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, we'll see progress, and yeah, then we can work with the lead findings. But that should be fine this week, isn't it? Because that will mostly be looking at the configuration, the changes needed there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this week should be enough. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's move on. So Sui withdrawing core, there've been huge progress. It's completed on the task, so there is just one test to test the Sui program overhead. Yeah, do you make some progress on that, Charlie?
Yeah, actually, I made some progress. So mostly like the CLI setting up in a E2E test environment, the key conversion and import stuff, which was working. But today, we'll need to continue and give it a run and see how it goes in the local environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I would say let's think tomorrow, see the progress. I think it's good to have, so we can have automate like a 3 upgrade test, but I wouldn't say that's the most important one since we don't have 3 yet on mainnet, and when we will put 3 on mainnet, we'll have the upgraded program. So if we can complete it soon, that would be great. Otherwise, I think that would be more, that would make more sense to spend time on doing more testing, because we completed the issue, the feature in general, but I don't think like we made like sort of tests on testnet. So I think we should try to make a lot of tests on testnet and see if there are any fixes to make. So yeah, I would say if you can still spend some time on it, see if we can complete it, that would be great. But let's talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
And otherwise, yeah, we'll need to implement some example program that we can test. So we can like run the end-to-end test on testnet. I think that would be the purpose. I mean, I will create tags for it. The next step for Swiss, that will be supporting authenticated core. I wrote down some idea to implement it. I think that will be good to have, because I've been thinking a bit about practical use case with Rancon. Right now it's a bit restricted. So I don't know if it's something we should discuss in this call, but yeah, I think that we should work on that next, and potentially even have it before like we audit the entire feature. I don't know if you have any opinion on that, Charlie.
It's for me or
I mean, Charlie McMahon.
Right.
I mean, if you have an opinion, so
yeah, we should definitely. I mean, I think start working on it and then see what is the level of effort, and then we can kind of decide, does it make sense to do a complete audit all at once at the end? So in this SUI integration, what we had was already in scope for the Sherlock audit. So it's been partially reviewed, but obviously since more work is being done, it'll have to be reviewed again. But I would say it kind of just depends on like what the timeline for that looks like, right? If it's we're just going to wait a week and then get everything done, makes sense. But if we're looking at like a month to get that functionality done, we might want to ship what we have and then do authenticated calls in a later version.
I mean, part of it was in Sherlock, but I think the core of the implementation was not. Because the biggest spear that we had on ZetaChain, that was after Sherlock. So that's my points, mostly regarding audit, because we want the feature to be reviewed before mainnet. So if that makes sense to have the whole thing reviewed, so we would wait before mainnet. We could ship on testnet before having this one. But the idea for me is mostly because we want the secure review. Yeah, regarding complexity, I think we should have further discussion on the solution. But mostly that would not be that complex, since we already have the code base to do a with call PTB. Basically, we just need to modify that. Yeah, I don't think that would be complex. Maybe 2 weeks.
The ideal setup would be, we talked about before, of like having the ability to turn this feature on and off so that we could get it done. We could ship it on testnet. We could start an audit. We could ship V31 to mainnet. And then whenever we're ready and we have the security review completed and we know it's good to go, we just change a parameter on chain and the feature starts working.
You mean withdrawn call in general?
Yeah, withdrawn call in general.
Yeah,
or withdrawn call authenticated, one or the other.
Yeah, it's easy to do. This is what we did on Solana right now. We blocked it on the smart contract, so we can do the same.
Yeah. If we're doing the same thing, that'd be ideal, because I want to make sure we can get this shipped out, and then when we are ready, it doesn't take the usual 2-3 week like release timeline. We can just flip the switch and have it work. That'd be great.
Okay. Okay. Let's wrap up this one first, and then we'll talk about the next step. Bitcoin replaced by fee, so the main peer was merged finally. There's the test. Is there anything you wanted to bring, Charlie, regarding RBF?
For this one, I think it's the feature is complete, and if we want to give it a try, at least we should have some funds in the gas stability pool. It doesn't this
Okay.
outbound Bitcoin stack TX doesn't happen often. It depends on the traffic. So, but I mean, when it happens, it's gonna stack like for hours. So it would be good if we can get some gas, send some gas to the stability pool for mainnet, testnet, after release.
Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know, maybe we can put like $100 worth of Bitcoin. That should be enough.
Yeah, 100 or several hundred. Oh yeah. So for this feature, do we also get someone to do the auditing as well?
I mean, yeah, it's maybe a question to you, Omer. If maybe, I would say let's assemble all the. We don't have a peak for this one. Just organize all the peers that was done. We can give it to Omer. Omer can review it, and maybe, I don't know, if there are further talk to have on that. So next round review, we should see. No, we froze. Yeah. We don't have. It would be great if you can try to maintain
Yeah.
Can you take this one and that's all the peer that was done for this one.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, moving on. Protocol contracts, registry contracts. What is the status of this peer? I gave review last week. Is it ready to be reviewed?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's ready for review. I have to push just updated test, but it's ready for your review. There won't be any contract changes there, so it's ready. I fixed all issues you mentioned and left some comments that that are relevant. Yeah.
Okay, I will check. When something is read for new review, can you press this button?
Yeah. Okay.
So we get notified. And also, can you just go through here and resolve our conversations?
Yeah. Okay.
Same for CodeRabbit.
Yeah, it's regarding the test. So.
Yeah, so sometimes with variables, if it's two variables, we should check like the configuration But sometimes there are good suggestions, so I want to keep it. But yeah, that would be great just to resolve all the conversation, because the peer is huge when you go through the page.
Okay, will do.
And yeah, I mean, there are a few small comments, but in general, I think it's mostly ready. So if we can go ahead with the deployment, that would be great. And if we can wrap this up this week, so we just move on, that would be great as well. So you started working on the Zeta, but yeah, if we can just focus to completely wrap up this one this week, so we just move on.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, finally, I think we should write some example contract, or maybe check the current example contracts to make to have like some concrete example of usage of the registry. That would be great. I think you can maybe check with Dennis for this one.
Yeah, we'll think with Dennis about the creating the example contract for the registry utilization. Yeah, that's it regarding the registry. I think it will be done for sure by end of the week.
Okay, sounds good. For the registry admin, I think so we can use same multisig that we use for gateway. So we have the poser and the admin.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there will be a version for the non-EVM chain, but I think we can talk about that later.
Yeah, currently is only supported. Currently, I mean, the only implementation for the registry contract that is kind of the satellite is the for the EVM for the EVM chains. So, yeah, we should do that also for Solana, Sui, and Ton integration. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That will require withdrawing call. So Solana it's already possible. Sui that will not be possible. So yeah, we'll see. But Solana, I think we could do it for Solana.
I'm not sure that is that pull request relevant, since I split into the two different.
Yeah, I just put it.
Yeah, one of them. Okay.
Yeah, that was for the agenda, but so that's also right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will retweet today tomorrow at last. But is there anything you want to note?
No, I mean I got approvals from the Dennis and Stefan, and yeah, I updated all tests, and like those two PRs are already ready for merge. So it's a little bit cleaner situation with the Zeta connector integration than with the registry. So I don't have any further work there besides the integrating it on the local net, which I have worked on today.
Okay. Yeah. As I said, let's just focus first on wrapping up the registry. But yeah, that would be a good next step. And yeah, also, so as we talk, I will spend some time to see the task we need on the blockchain side, and maybe assign to you some tasks that can be interesting.
Okay. Yeah, regarding the migration playbook, I've written the migration playbook for the native migration. Means that moving all tokens from the existing ETH connector, deployed on the Ethereum, and that holds the significant amount of the Zeta tokens, more than everything else. So that part is is done, but yeah, I have to do that also for the non-native connectors.
Okay. Yeah, if you can make, I don't know if is it already public?
I pushed that. I actually just a few minutes ago I pasted it into the existing enable v2 protocol contracts playbook as
Okay.
step 6.
Okay. I will check. Sounds good. Do you have anything else in protocol contracts that you want to bring up?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, just before looking at the bugs, on your side, Dmitry, is there anything you want to bring up? You made some work on the TSS. Yeah, anything you want to bring up?
I don't think so. Anything like special from my side. Besides that, I'm available to pick something to work on. Because like I think last week I was like partially absent and partially did some minor improvements, rather than focusing on like main priorities. So if you have anything for me to pick, yeah, I'd like to do so.
Okay. Yeah. So of course, like priority we'll have is to fix the findings of the audit, but we don't have the list yet. If you can sync with Charlie, maybe regarding SWE testing for the withdrawing call, that would be great.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, and yeah, you made some peer TSS. Is there anything special there? Just need to look at the peer.
I think I've merged the Go TSS part, and another PR that I opened is just like it just bumps Go TSS in Node's repo. It's only the Go mode changes.
Okay. Sounds good. Current bug situation. Yeah, we got some bugs that were open. First, yeah, on the Solana side, so any updates there? We upgraded the gateway. Is there anything that require more help? It's a question maybe to you, Stefan. You were a bit involved in it.
Yeah, after the meeting, I will take a look. There is deposit and call revert test failing after upgrade, so I need to take a look into that. But deposit and call worked, which was the reported issue, so that part is good. But I need to take a look into this endpoint test as well.
Okay. Yeah, we'll need to update, I think. We need to add the deposit and call in the nightly test. So, I mean, that might be the most like susceptible to fail when you make new features, stuff like that. I think we should add like the deposit and withdrawing call test in nightly. Right now, it's just I think the withdraw deposit, the simple one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other one. This one is still. Is it still up to date? So this one was just the nested deposit, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you click on the third one just to see the Solana transaction? I will also take a look. I think we discussed this one, but don't remember the details. The third link, if you can click. Oh no, this is I remember now. So this is basically there was an outbound that got reverted, and in cross-chain transaction, you just see the increment nonce showing as success when you go to Solana. So
Okay.
withdraw being reverted was fixed on the testnet, so that part is fixed, and this is more like a confusion, because if you open the
Mhm.
details, you see successful outbound basically.
Yeah, there's what you have. Yeah, there's what you have in the construction. This hash.
Yeah, because
And
we don't have any other hash, because transaction is reverted usually in pre-flight.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, there isn't much we can do. We don't have any hash we could set that contain the failed one.
Yeah, maybe we
correct.
can improve. Maybe we can improve error message. So in the one of these links, yeah, that one, I think error.
Yeah, we already say.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know about you, Dennis, but I would say maybe let's close this one. I don't know. Maybe there are somewhere we could make it clearer, but in this construction we said that it fails, so I don't know.
But why did it fail in the first place?
As I think Stefan mentioned it, that
Yeah.
was fixed for the.
Yeah, there was a fix that got released on the
Okay.
test in the meantime. Yeah.
So in the future, we're gonna see fewer problems like this, right? Since this was fixed.
No, like what we were seeing is that every time for Solana, like the outbound you have, that will be this one, even if it failed. But there isn't any other hash that we could put. That's basically the hash you have. Or maybe we just don't show this hash as well. No, we should have it in the construction, I think. Yeah, the main question was like, is it fine to, like, we know the construction failed. It's mentioned in the construction. Is it good enough, or is there anything we should do?
So when something fails on a connected chain, like the next step that developers, like the next stage is for a developer to actually investigate why it failed. Since we only provide a hash to this increment nonce transaction, which is kind of useless, right? It's unclear how developer can debug this.
So,
I understand we don't have the hash that would
mm.
be more descriptive, but like how would a developer go about debugging this situation?
So here we say failed to be. Yeah, we just have this.
Can we maybe, just thinking out loud, if we provide to the increment nonce function the error message from the simulation failure, so increment nonce can log it out, so that way increment nonce logs actually contain the reason why the outbound failed. That can be one way, I guess.
That would be great if we can do it.
Yeah, I think it should be possible with some parsing to extract the error failure from the outbound.
Because otherwise it's a bit of a black box.
Yeah, I mean, if we skip pre-flight, that will turn out to be really expensive, and people can just, you know what I mean. If we actually let transaction fail, that can be really expensive on the relayer. So I think this is the only way.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's keep it open and investigate this as a solution.
Does this cause like some security concern or no? Because of the like a false positive of the transaction status.
understand.
Oh, like the transaction was reported as failed, even it's succeed on an external chain. So actually the status mismatched. So will this mismatch cause some sort of potential security issue, like accidentally, unexpected refund or something?
Okay. Yeah, you mean for agreement nonce, not for this one specifically?
For this one.
Okay. Can you put comments about your thought? Because we're gonna have to stand up in 1 minute. So
Okay. I check.
okay. Yeah, 1 minute left. This one there were no discussion. This one is still up to date.
Yeah, I mean, since this is RPC related, maybe you can assign me and I can dig a bit more.
Yeah, I will send it to you, but I don't think we need to work on it right now. So there's gonna be some discrepancy that we have. I mean, we have other error like that. Okay. Well, Stem, we're gonna start. Is there anything else anyone want to say? Otherwise, let's wrap it up. All right. That's it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Bye.
Bye.